Hello and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast where if you want to slam, welcome to the jam.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Last Time On. I'm your co-host Drunkmaster Vic, and here's your host, everyone. It's Jeff Air.
Jeff Air. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Thank you.
That's
much better than anything I would have come up with.
That's also how the transcribing the software we use always translates Jeff Air's name. It says, True. And Jeff Air here. That's a good basketball name. And you, listener at home, in case you're wondering what the hell is going on, we're watching Space Jam.
Yeah. Ben is on a cruise right now. I saw a picture of him on Facebook on a pirate ship wearing his shirt that says, "Ask me about the 100 lives of Blackjack Savage." And someone actually asked him about the 100 lives of Blackjack Savage, and he actually got to talk about it.
He mentioned that before. That's his obscure niche movie obsession thing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a Disney show.
Yeah.
That's basically like, you know what? I would explain the 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage on this podcast. But
he's already explained to me once. I forgot what the
important. Again next week. When he tells that story. So rather than make everyone listen to it twice, just know that it's coming next week. So yeah, right. we have a week off before Ben's back before we can start doing Viper. So we decided, fuck it, let's watch Space Jam. Was there a reason we chose Space Jam?
It's because Dorian Harewood is from Viper, part of the Viper cast. He's the scientist guy who invents the Viper. He is the voice of one of the Monstar. He's the purple one.
Okay.
So that's why
fun.
We did this. I was hoping he would have a bigger role, but God, he's got like 3 lines in this stupid movie.
There's not a lot of speaking lines for a lot of people in this movie. It's something that I noticed. Something else that I had completely forgotten about is how much R. Kelly is just all over this fucking soundtrack.
He really is. He really is. Yikes. I remember. Wasn't it him who did the Batman soundtrack too, with that creepy Gotham City music video?
Okay,
I better
so
Google
I think
this before.
He had a song on the Batman Forever soundtrack.
Yeah.
But I always think of Seal's Kiss from a Rose.
Yes.
From that soundtrack.
And Seal also did a banging cover of "Fly Like an Eagle" by Steve Miller on the soundtrack. I didn't realize that was him.
Kelly.
It's not. It's Seal. Seal did.
Seal?
I looked it up because I was like, "Damn, this is good," and I Googled it and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's Seal! Wow,
good for Seal."
And yeah, it's not R. Kelly, so thankfully we can listen to it without feeling problematic.
We can enjoy it. Yeah, that's great. So we get a little opening scene here with young Michael Jordan. His dad here. Did you clock his dad?
Oh, I don't know his name, but I recognized him. He was the FBI guy from Fast and the Furious. That's what I remember him from.
Agent Bilkins in the first couple of Fast and Furious movies. And he is also one of the maintenance workers in Gray 17 is Missing.
That's right, yeah. So he was in Babylon 5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice callback there. You know, before we dive in, I just want to say I remember this movie being a big deal when I was a little kid. But now watching it again, I'm just like, I'm amazed that someone felt the need to make this movie.
I've got a lot of questions at a lot of points in this movie. And I hope that those questions are entertaining and not frustrating, listener, because I'll tell you what, they're frustrating for me. So I hope if I can turn my frustration into your enjoyment, then I guess that's a win.
I'm just imagining a Warner Brothers studio executive just sitting there, this greasy producer guy with smoking a cigar, saying, "All right, say we need to make a movie. What are the kids like these days? The kids playing basketball? All right, tell you what, we're gonna get Bugs Bunny. We're gonna give him a basketball. All right, we're gonna make millions."
And they did. Man, can you imagine how it feels to be Wayne Knight You are in the prime of your career. Seinfeld is in its 4th season.
Oh, Newman, right.
You just did Jurassic Park, which was one of the biggest movies of the year.
Of the world, biggest movies ever made on Earth.
Yeah. And Bugs Bunny gets billing before you on these titles.
I did a brief deep dive into who was voicing Bugs Bunny because it hasn't been the same person, surprisingly. But this guy was Bugs Bunny at the time, apparently. Whoever voiced him, I don't even remember. But it wasn't a big name. There's probably some Warner Brothers nerds out there who are big into Looney Tunes. I watched a lot of Looney Tunes when I was a kid. I remember my parents bought me a VHS collection of Looney Tunes greatest hits, and I wore the tape out. Oh, man. But anyway, back to the movie.
This feels like the version of Sportscenter that they turn on when you're trapped in a Clockwork Orange chair.
That was quite an intro. Yeah. And apparently Michael Jordan's dream this entire time has been to play baseball.
Yeah, his dad played baseball. They say that in the opening bit.
So like in real life, his dad played baseball? Yeah. Is that a thing? Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure if Michael Jordan ever actually played baseball, and
he played baseball in college. So actually, I am aware of Michael Jordan's baseball career. I'm actually more aware of Michael Jordan's baseball career than I am his basketball career. His basketball career I had to look stuff up for. His baseball career I watched an hour-long video essay on within the last 8 months. So I'm practically an expert.
Yeah. I was going to look it up, but then I realized I was like, oh my God, I don't care.
Michael Jordan played baseball and basketball in college. And he grew up playing baseball and basketball. And he did basketball first, professionally, did very well for himself, obviously. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But he moved into baseball. Because he thought he had basically done all he could in basketball. Like, he had already changed the game of basketball by playing it. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go play baseball. And he played, like, a season in the minor leagues. And
I was going to say, that must have been minor leagues. Was the Barons?
The Barons did not have a ton of success.
Huh.
But here's the thing. So his baseball career, the entire time, his batting average was actually not that bad. Given he was coming into it without the years of practice. Mm-hmm. And just about everyone who's gone back and watched footage or is familiar with stuff agrees that his fundamentals to be in the Major League Baseball were there. And if he had just stuck with it in the minor leagues another year or two to like get warmed up and adjusted to that level of play, he would have been on a major league team.
Interesting. I say interesting, but I'm really not interested. Yeah. I'm sure some of the listeners out there who are like actual people who like baseball, I'm sure they exist.
Baseball and basketball are the two sports that I care about the absolute least. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about it.
I do remember basketball was kind of a big deal in the 90s. I've mentioned before. A lot of sci-fi franchises tried to be cool by including basketball in their
Crusade.
Yeah, Crusade. Alien Resurrection had the most out of place scene with Ripley dunking on what's his name? Hellboy. I forgot his name. Damn it.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, yeah. Ripley dunking on Ron Perlman.
A lot of this, I feel like, and this is just conjecture, so I could be entirely off base here, was driven by the like high competitive nature at the time because there were a bunch of really good players. And then in the Atlanta Olympic Games in 92, they unbanned professional players from playing.
Oh, wow. I was curious about that.
And so that's where the Dream Team came from, which definitely crossed over into the cultural zeitgeist, whether or not you cared about basketball, because all of the best American basketball players were on one team.
Hell yeah.
And just destroyed everyone in the Olympics.
That is true. I have no interest in basketball, but that is something we as United States citizens can be proud of. There's plenty of things for us not to be proud of, but we as a country kick ass at basketball. So
did so fucking good. And so the dream team was definitely a big thing, and that was part of this. A lot of these players were on that Olympic team. That is not a coincidence.
That explains quite a bit then, yeah. And apparently Michael Jordan really did retire from basketball in the 90s only to make a big comeback, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I learned that because of Space Jam on the Space Jam wiki. There's an entire wiki dedicated to Space Jam.
I did not end up on that wiki, and I'm curious as to how.
That is why I have show notes for this episode, because I just copied and pasted them and added my footnotes. So thank you, Space Jam wiki.
So he announces retirement. We go over to CGI Moron Mountain.
Fucking Moron Mountain. It's
so bad. As Danny DeVito, who should have gotten title billing over fucking Bugsy Malone.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Like Danny DeVito is in it. He was big in the 90s. He was big before then. So that is.
Get Shorty. He had done Twins and Junior and stuff. Like he'd done all those comedies with Arnold.
I think he was even the Penguin before this.
Yeah, he was the Penguin before this. Danny DeVito, household name.
Danny.
What's
fucking
not
DeVito.
A household name was his character's name in this, which I had to look up. And realized it's actually said once in the movie towards the very end. But
Mr.
I had never noticed
Swackhammer?
his name. Yeah, Schwackhammer.
Schwackhammer.
Schwack. You got to say it like that.
Oh, it's a Schwackhammer. Yeah.
Schwackhammer.
Oh, speaking of which, I meant to ask you. So they were talking about Michael Jordan's baseball career was being shit on all over the news and everything.
Because he was the greatest basketball player to ever live. In his prime, and he's all like, nah, I'm gonna go play baseball, and he was not the greatest baseball player of all time, and so everyone was just all like, why are you doing this?
They said his batting average was 214. How does batting average work? Is a bigger number better, or is it a lower number that's better?
Instead of thinking it as a 3-digit number in the hundreds, think of it as a percentage with a dot. So a 214 batting average means that when you go up to bat, you have a 21.4% chance of making a hit.
Oh, so that's bad. Okay. So you want bigger number is better.
Bigger number is better. If you had a 1, then you never were struck. Like,
because I've heard the idiom batting 1,000. Yes. And I never knew when someone said that to me if I was doing good or doing bad.
It means you're doing the best you could possibly do.
Okay, well then that explains when my boss said that to me at one point. He was being sarcastic because I was doing a shit job that day, and he was like, "Wow, you're really batting 1,000 over here." I was just like, "So that's bad, or is that good?"
I'm sorry that I could ruin this moment for you.
Yeah, no, I was a jackass the last couple of years of my career. I'm not even going to pretend to be otherwise. Anyway, but that's not the point. The point is Michael Jordan is playing baseball now. Danny DeVito owns Moron Mountain and decides that what we really need is some Looney Tunes. Yeah, Schwackhammer.
No, you got to get the Schwack.
The Schwackhammer.
Schwackhammer. Okay.
So yeah, he decides
they need a new loony attraction.
So he sends his little goons down to Earth, and this is where we discover that it is apparently canonical in the Warner Brothers verse that Earth is a hollow Earth. And the Looney Tunes. I have a lot to
say about this. Before we get there,
Hollow Earth
Jordan is actively bribing umpires.
Is he bribing them? I thought that they were just.
He was thanking him for autographing a bunch of stuff for his kids and telling him all of the pitches as they were coming in.
Well, the catcher was
exactly comfortable with this.
Well, I figured it was the catcher was just a big fan. I was all just like, okay, don't swing this
time. He's bribing the catcher, not the umpire.
It took me a second to realize that that's not how baseball is supposed to work. That I'm like, oh wait, the catcher's on the other team. I don't know baseball.
We get introduced to Wayne Knight's Stan Podolak here, who literally drops in on MJ.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah, he's apparently a professional kiss ass for the Barons baseball team.
Publicist? He's in marketing?
He's there to make his life easier. He's like, you want me to get you a drink, shine your shoes, give you a ride home? Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we see the moron monsters dive deep into the earth, which is where we find out the Looney Tunes are. Canonically, the Looney Tunes take place in the center of our Earth instead of it having a molten core of lava. It's all just cel-shaded animation down there.
Yeah.
Which makes me ask a lot of questions about volcanoes. Can I touch lava? Have I been able to touch lava this whole time and no one?
Oh, you can't because you're not a toon. Toons are indestructible. They can touch lava because of their immortal toon powers.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I guess Godzilla. Does Warner Brothers own Godzilla, or at least in the American?
So there is a Space Jam 2.
Yes, there.
That was done last year or the year before.
It was in 2021.
It's LeBron James. And yes. It is a lot more than just the Looney Tunes in that one.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that later because I've got some things to say about that. Let's save that for the end because
I didn't think about the implications of everyone we see in Space Jam 2 living in the core of the Earth, which is what this implies. So, man, maybe this is a new podcast. Maybe we just talk about stuff in Warner. All Warner Brothers properties take place in the center of the Earth? Does that mean the DC superheroes are down there? Because we know they're in the same universe from Space Jam 2, right? And so is Gotham City underground this whole time? Just the animated superhero?
That would make sense. The Batman, the animated series, takes place in the Hollow Earth.
This, however, cartoons making up the center of the Earth is not the most unbelievable thing we are presented in this 5 minutes of cinema.
Is it?
It is not.
It is not. Okay.
It is not. Because right after this, we go to Michael Jordan's house, which is a small 2-story colonial in the suburbs. Excuse me? Motherfucker, you had 3 NBA championships.
Yeah, I didn't believe that for a second.
8 All-Stars and 2 Olympic gold medals at this point. You're living in a little colonial in the burbs. You had a multi-million-dollar deal with Nike, and you're living in a little colonial in the burbs. I'm sure.
Not Nike, Wheaties, Gatorade.
McDonald's. Wayne Knight lists them all off at one point. But even this is not the most unbelievable thing that we are presented in these 5 minutes of cinema, because there's something even more egregious casually mentioned in the background here. And that is that Michael Jordan's 8-year-old son has a .675 batting average.
Is that good? That sounds good.
The average in Major League Baseball this year, I just Googled it, 318.
Oh, wow.
That's against professional pitchers, mind you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess if you're playing T-ball, a 6.75 might not be particularly impressive. But I don't think that's the implication.
I wonder if that was
missing a pitch.
I wondered if that was his actual kids in the movie.
You know, I had the IMDb page open, and I didn't care.
Yeah, same.
But even then, something even more unbelievable happens in the same 5 minutes of cinema.
Oh, goodness.
Which is when they're watching TV and he puts on the Looney Tunes, we find out that the Looney Tunes are not taped, but actually a live broadcast at all times.
Yeah,
from the center of the Earth.
Porky Pig busts in and says that they have to go to a union meeting.
I'm happy that they're unionized.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So all the Looney Tunes go to this union meeting. Bugs Bunny is just covered in chains and no one bats an eye.
I mean, that's believable.
Yeah, I'm sure that's par for the course there.
Right.
And they're talking, and the aliens
they want to enslave all the tunes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to take over, like everyone's being held hostage. So the aliens pull out a bunch of guns, and Yosemite Sam tries to be the good guy with a gun here. Misses 6 times and gets shot. Why does the NRA never bring this up as a statistic when they're talking about ways to prevent gun violence?
Well, Yosemite Sam, he's a skilled gun. Nah, I don't know. I got nothing.
He's not. But actually later, we see him juggling a basketball with his revolver. Did he miss on purpose? Is Yosemite Sam in on it? Is this all a giant conspiracy?
Well, then we get our big. We get the reason for the movie. is that the Looney Tunes, they convince the Monstars to give them to challenge them. It's like to give us a chance to win our freedom. And this, I realized, is the plot that the Phantom Menace stole for their movie.
The Phantom Menace being a Space Jam remake is my favorite statement. I have gotten a lot of sour looks from people by saying that Star Trek 2009 is my favorite remake of A New Hope. Which I stand by, for the record. Every plot point, bit for bit, almost exactly.
That's a stretch, I think, but I am confident that you've done the math.
Bad guys have a giant, dark colored ship in black uniforms that destroys planets. An old man shows up to tell them about the danger that they have. They have to enlist a reluctant crew with a plucky pilot who shouldn't be there, or plucky captain who shouldn't be there, rather. Even R2-D2's in that fucking movie. Like, that movie R2-D2 is straight up a remake of A New Hope.
I would say Top Gun Maverick is more of a remake of New Hope.
I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick.
You haven't? Wow. Oh, well, you're not missing much. It's okay. It's fun.
Fair enough.
But there's no basketball in it. So
I'm less interested then.
Right.
So they get to challenge this for freedom, and they decide to challenge them to basketball because they are short, unathletic, and can't jump.
Mm-hmm. Genius. Brilliant move here. But they didn't realize that the Moron Mountain Monstars had the ability to like Rogue from the X-Men steal the powers of NBA players. So they go, this is the best part of the movie right here, is when 5 little aliens put on a trench coat and sneak into an NBA game. And they're sitting.
Charles Barkley is just acting his life off here. He is
my God,
so hard.
I love Charles Barkley in this movie.
Convincingly bad at basketball. It's so much effort for him.
I did love that. Did you notice that when the aliens in the trench coat sat down next to the fans there?
Yeah. Did you notice who the fans were?
Yes, they were not Sean Young and Jude Law. I really thought that those two looked exactly like Sean Young and Jude Law.
No, this is Deborah, the wife from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay, I never saw it.
Which I haven't seen, but I Googled. And also the voice of Homer Simpson.
That is not the voice of Homer Simpson.
Google it, bitch.
No way. I thought that was what's his name? I thought that was Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria is other voices on The Simpsons.
Okay. Wow. That is not at all what I expected the voice of Homer Simpson to look like.
Yeah.
So anyway, they steal Charles Barkley's skills along with 4 other NBA players that I didn't know the names of.
Yep. Patrick Ewing in there. Bugsy Malone in there. And then I forget the other 2 guys.
Bugsy Malone is the actual... I could have sworn Bugsy Malone's... That sounds like a... Yeah.
Yeah, see? No, basketball player.
Wow, I had no idea.
The tunes together to find a team, but the monsters become the Monstars. And the Looney Tunes are just fucked.
Yep. In
ways that are uncomfortable.
So then the Nerdlux is apparently what the aliens are called.
Oh.
So, yeah. They turn into the Monstars, and Bugs realizes that they think they're going to need a little bit of help because the Nerdluck Monstars show up and use the court down there in Looney Tune Land to practice, and the Tunes are all just like, oh shit, we're fucked. So then they realize they're going to need some help. So meanwhile, back in the real world, Michael Jordan's playing golf with Larry Bird and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray's just being Bill Murray.
sure
that was surprising.
Bill Murray just really trying to get an NBA career this whole movie.
Well, yeah, I'm just like,
Good
why? Now, this is the point when... Oh, wait, no, that's later. Never mind. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Michael Jordan gets his first hole-in-one here.
Mm-hmm. Little did he know the tunes were underground and dragged him down into Toon World.
Yep, they come and grab him to the center of the earth. And we get some cartoon hijinks here that recaps the plot for us.
Mm-hmm.
Before Michael Jordan can practice, though, the Monstars show up. We see our talent-stolen players trying to deal with their loss of talent in a bit of a montage here.
I loved the B plot.
Jones.
I loved this B plot of our NBA players trying to figure out what the hell happened.
All of the NBA players walking in the hallway and running into the banister while they were trying to listen to the doctor talk.
That was the best part of the movie, man.
All of them in wheelchairs.
That was the best part of the movie right there. I love that slapstick of them just hitting their heads. Except for the short guy, which I'm assuming is... That guy is also a real basketball player.
Yeah, that's Bugsy.
Oh, that's Bugsy.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea what's going on here.
So after this, we go back to Toontown with Bugs on a practice court trying to get the team together. And this is when Lola Bunny shows up.
Like I said earlier, I watched a lot of Looney Tunes as a kid. I don't ever remember Lola Bunny.
Created for this movie.
That's what I figured. I was going to Google it, but if anything I have learned about the internet in my lifetime is that I should not Google Lola Bunny, even with Safe Search on. I don't want that in my search history because I am sure I know what the internet has done with Lola Bunny. All right, I don't even need to look.
I had to know something, and it destroyed my algorithm, I'm sure. But I had to know if furries existed before Lola Bunny.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I
did.
Think that confirmed. There were even furry conventions before Lola Bunny existed.
Wow. I actually want to say that I think the furry movement. I'm probably wrong on this, and again, I don't care. But I think it started with this cartoon called Captain Bucky O'Hare, because I loved that show as a kid.
Yeah,
it was like hardcore.
Saw a handful of things that are kind of credited with. And it was a lot of stuff from the 70s.
70s makes sense. There was a lot of weird shit happened then.
Yeah. So, I just had to know if furries existed before. I'm sure Lola Bunny helped that fandom. Fandom doesn't seem like the right word. And to be perfectly honest,
subculture.
I'm not going to destroy my algorithm any further by finding out what the term is.
It's a whole thing. Hey, you know what, guys? Hey, listener, if you're out there and you enjoy the furry lifestyle, knock yourself out.
I'm not here to yuck anyone's yums.
Oh, I'm yucking it, but that's just my personal opinion, which doesn't matter. Hey, I'm just some jackass. Don't worry about my opinion.
Adult, I don't really give.
It's all good. Yeah, knock yourself out. What you do is great, and I appreciate those of you out there who do the furry thing in private, because that's where it belongs.
I know it gets a bad rap for being overtly sexualized when it's not always like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know what? If that's your thing,
well, hey man, you know, you just do what you got to do, man. You just got to do what you got to do. It's all good
for me. And frankly, it's better off without me being involved.
All right, so Lola Bunny, shows up. She kicks ass. She inexplicably has basketball skills.
Yeah,
just because she does. Yeah.
After this, we get a quest for Michael's lucky basketball shorts, which honestly, I just tuned out, no pun intended. Michael gets his short and tries basketballs again.
Yeah, he had to send, I think it was Daffy and Bugs had to go back to the real world to get Michael's shoes and
they're like
basketball
the size
shorts.
of his dog. They're like so short in the real world.
Oh, God, I loved Charles. I wanted more of Charles the Bulldog. He's the best part of the movie. That's what I figured it was. It was Charles Barkley. I love that dog. He's so cute.
Wayne Knight shows up and gets put on the bench as the NBA cancels whatever season was left because 5 players got sick. Hey, remember sports during COVID?
Yeah. I loved when I think it was the Lakers were refusing to play because they didn't want to go into the locker room. And they're like, guys, that was in New York. That's 3,000 miles away. And that one guy says, yeah, but germs travel at the speed of light.
They don't.
I just fucking loved his deadpan delivery of that. He's like, yeah, man, but germs travel at the speed of light.
To get changed in the hallway.
That was great. That was the best part of the movie right there.
This movie's so fucking weird. Anyways, it's game time for the Toon Squad. Our starting lineup is Taz, Lola Bunny, Daffy Duck, Bugs, and noted Looney Tune Michael Jordan.
And this starting lineup, I took note of this, which was completely pointless because they do not follow any fucking rules in this basketball game, dude.
They have like 500 people on their team, and they're constantly rotating, yet they can't find a single one when the plot kicks in when they need it.
Yeah, and I was expecting like fouls and free throws and shit. Nope. You just throw some dynamite at the other guy and it explodes, and that's just keep playing. Like I don't know a lot about basketball, so I'm not 100% sure if that is correct or not. If you could just
everything I know about basketball came from watching that HBO show about the Lakers. So not great.
All right.
But I did do a little bit of research. At halftime here, the Toon Squad is losing 66-18. Fun fact, the greatest deficit that was ever recovered from in NBA history actually took place right around when this movie was released.
No joke. Okay. Wow.
Within a couple of months. There was a game where at halftime a team was down. It was 70-36. And they came back to win it 107-103.
Damn, who was that?
I didn't bother writing it down.
I would be curious to see what team made that Cinderella story there.
At halftime, Bugs fills up a water bottle with MJ's secret stuff.
And this
is totally not steroids, guys.
This did not age well at all. But yeah, Bugs Bunny tricks the rest of the Toons into thinking that he has performance enhancing drugs there inside his little water bottle. His secret stuff. So yeah, they all take the placebo drugs and instantly sprout some muscles.
Can I just state for a moment how glad I am that R. Kelly wasn't playing during this scene?
Yeah.
Fuck. God. What a terrible human being.
Yeah, I had to look up Seal and Charles Barkley because I enjoyed the Seal song a lot, and I wasn't sure if Charles Barkley had been canceled or anything, but he's a good guy. I really liked him because he really nails that deadpan comedy that I love. So I Googled him, and apparently he's fine. He had a gambling addiction and a DUI, but hey, that's all good.
Not the worst crimes someone associated with this movie committed.
Right. In the world of professional sports, that's nothing.
The Toons start to turn it around with a combination of hijinks and passing the ball to Michael Jordan.
Right. Was this the part where, I think it was in the sequence here when Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd did the Pulp Fiction thing, which was so fucking random, but I loved it.
They do that, and then we also see Elmer Fudd without his hat and Porky Pig next to each other a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
And they are the same.
Yeah. But at least now we know that they are, in fact, two different people, or two different tunes.
Tweety Bird commits several flagrant fouls. But at the same time, the game's almost tied up here, 68-66.
I also appreciated that Marvin the Martian was the ref.
Fight the Looney Tunes. And he's also from space. He's an alien. So he's like a Looney Tune who's an alien. He's got to be the most neutral party available, right?
Because this is an Earth versus a moron mountain planet thing going on. Mars would be the neutral party here. So
yeah.
I did want more of Marvin the Martian, though. He's my favorite Looney Tune. I want the earth-shattering kaboom.
Michael Jordan here offers personal servitude versus giving the NBA players their talent back, in addition to the current stakes of the game. The Monstars try to injure out the Toon Squad, leaving them short on players. So Wayne Knight plays and gets turned into a CGI balloon so horrific, I'd rather be watching Third Space.
By God, that was the worst part of this movie, was fucking Newman getting flattened and inflated. That was weird, man. I am glad I didn't see this movie as a kid, because that would have messed me up. I mean, and there were plenty of movies in the 80s and 90s that messed me up as a kid, so I didn't need any more, you know?
Yeah. Bill Murray shows up as Danny DeVito throws shade. He does a behind-the-back Showtime Michael Johnson pass. What the hell?
But Danny DeVito does that? Or
no, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray does that?
While like running up the court, does a behind-the-back blind pass to Michael Jordan.
Oh my God. Is that a difficult thing to do? I don't know.
Think about someone 15 feet away from you. They're running. You might see them in your peripheral vision. You are dribbling. You stop dribbling, move the ball from your right hand to your non-dominant left, swing it behind your back, and use that to throw the ball to the guy you can't see running alongside you.
So that's hard to do.
That's what Bill Murray did.
Do you think he actually did that, though, or there was some stunt double camera tricks going on here?
On Earth.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they might have insisted on taking like 100 takes to try and get it right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't care enough to Google it, though.
Bill Murray style.
Listeners, let us know in the comments. Do you think Bill Murray can play basketball?
MJ stretches his body to ridiculous lengths and scores, winning the game for Toontown. The Monstars space Danny DeVito and decide to stay in Toontown. Michael Jordan gets dropped off at his baseball game, and somehow this movie still hasn't ended, because Michael Jordan then goes and gives the players their talent back, and also goes back to basketball as the credits finally fucking roll.
Yeah, after the Toons won the game, I had to pause to see how much time there was left, and I was like, oh God, there's another 16 minutes in this movie. Fuck.
How? You are not Return of the King. You do not deserve this.
It's like, wrap it up, for fuck's sake. Did you see the after credit scene?
No. What?
It was just it was the Looney Tunes doing their usual sign off where Porky Pig is like, and then he gets interrupted by Bugs Bunny. Oh wait, no, Bugs Bunny starts it, and then Porky Pig comes in and is like, hey, that's my line, and then Daffy Duck is like, screw you both, and does it himself. It was just a nice little thing that Looney Tunes always does at the end, so that was cool. But I was like, this movie had the audacity to have an after credits scene. But yeah, that's our movie, guys. So we did it. So with all that being said, there's you know what it's time for? It's time for our predictions.
I've already seen the sequel.
You've already seen Space Jam 2?
I've seen Space Jam 2, yeah.
Why? I didn't even know there was a Space Jam 2 until I was IMDb, and it's at the bottom it said follows a movie followed by Space Jam 2. I was like, what the hell?
A New Legacy, I believe.
I did not see Michael Jordan in the credits, but I did see Michael Burnham. Is in that movie. Yeah. Sonequa Martin Green is in it.
Yep, she's in that movie. It's all about LeBron James. And
I did see
other Warner Brothers properties.
I did see a meme of I'm guessing LeBron James has a reputation for getting injured. I saw a meme with someone did Space Jam 2 and showed Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck carrying him off the court. So like, yeah. But look, man, I made predictions, so I'm going to read them off, and you can just tell me if I get them right or not. You see it? All right. So my daytime prediction, I think you already confirmed this earlier. I was going to say there has to be a DC crossover in that movie, since DC and Warner Brothers,
both Superman and Batman appear in.
It would be cool if Bruce Wayne and Alfred were there in the stadium watching the movie or watching the game. But I figured this was after the Snyderverse movies, so I don't know if they could get was it Jeremy Irons and Ben Stiller were not Ben Stiller, Ben Affleck were, if it was Batman at the time. But I figured more likely it was Jason Momoa in it as Aquaman, because I could definitely see that.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. But there was a DC cameo. Okay.
I do remember some DC stuff. I remember there being a bunch of stuff.
So my evening prediction is the WNBA saves the day. Like all the players get injured and they can't continue through the final quarter. So then Lola Bunny shows up with a whole bunch of WNBA players, and they win the game.
I believe we've got some WNBA players. Yeah. Yep. There's some WNBA players, at least one that I can remember, if not multiple. But I don't think they saved the day at the end.
Yeah. So close though. All right. And my primetime prediction, Michael Jordan is the villain of this movie. Like he becomes the new CEO of Moron Mountain. And
no, so the villains are different. The villain is AI, played by Don Cheadle.
What? Man, they won't give him his own War Machine movie, but they make him the AI in the fucking space. Poor Don Cheadle.
Al G Rhythm.
Oh my god. Oh god, that is a Ben level pun right there.
And he makes a bunch of digital players for them to fight, who are the Goon Squad.
No, oh sweet, yeah, gotta love a Goon Squad.
You can go get Goon Squad jerseys from that movie.
We need to get Goon Squad jerseys for STLV. I'm doing it. All right,
yeah.
Let me make a note of that. Siri, remind me to get Goon Squad jerseys.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out some other stuff that has cameos with other Warner properties here. Some of them you will be able to guess. Some of them you will not. I want you to give me a true or false when I say a property.
Oh, fun.
It's in Space Jam 2 or not, okay?
Okay.
So we said DC Comics already.
Yeah.
But you know they also own Harry Potter.
Oh, no.
Is Harry Potter in there? True or false?
I'm hoping false.
It's true.
No! Gross.
Okay. I'm going to get weird with it. Like we do. Mad Max.
That's false.
That's true.
Stop it! Okay, now I have to see this. If Mad Max is in Space Jam 2, does it actually have
Austin Powers? True or false?
Wait. But does Mad Max, does it actually have Tom Hardy? Is he in it?
I don't remember.
Well, how do you have Mad Max without Tom Hardy?
I just have a list of characters.
God damn it. Okay, hang on. Let me see if Space Jam 2 is streaming anywhere. I can't believe I'm going to do this. But that just sold it for me. If there's a Mad Max crossover, I'm doing. Okay, what was the other one you said?
Austin Powers.
False. That has to be false.
True.
God damn it!
I got 4 more for you.
All right, let's go.
Rick and Morty.
Now that's true.
That's 100% true.
Okay.
Casablanca.
True.
True. The Matrix.
False.
True.
Stop it. Are they all true?
Game of Thrones.
False.
True.
God damn it. I suck at this game so much.
Okay, so I'm looking at who they got for the voice acting, and Rosario Dawson is Wonder Woman.
Wow. She would actually make I could see her as Wonder Woman. Yeah. So I'm guessing it was animated Wonder Woman, had to be.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let me check Space Jam 2. God, I can't believe I'm going to do this.
Non-animated. And most of them are not speaking parts.
I didn't realize that Rick and Morty was like, I could see that because at 2021 that was a real Rick and Morty was like everywhere. Space Jam: A New Legacy. Oh my god! All right, oh, it's on Max. Okay, cool. I can watch this without having to pay extra. All right, I'm doing it.
Enjoy your evening with that.
Well, with all that being said,
yeah. So we'll be back next week or the week after with Viper.
Mm-hmm.
TBD. Depends on.
That'll be fun.
Ben's travels back.
Yep. So we wrapped up our season of The Expanse. But as some of you listeners may know, if you guys didn't get enough of The Expanse, don't worry. I do feel like I kind of ruined it last season because I think I gave away too much because I was really hoping that you guys would come up with some ridiculous theories of what was going on in The Expanse. And I think I've just got too much passion for the show. Like, it's one of my favorite sci-fi series ever.
Did you want to talk about it so much? You want to talk about it some more?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I just wanted to let everyone know, in case any of the listeners out there who had messaged me in the past, because I've gotten some messages from some of my fans on DMTV with pitches and ideas saying that they wanted to do podcasts or various other projects, and I would always say, like, I'm sorry, I can't because I'm swamped right now. With my current podcast, which I'm actually really not. I manage my time piss poorly. But,
journal, I got you.
Yeah. But Tiger Mike reached out to me, and he offered to do all the heavy lifting, to take care of the editing and the hosting and everything. So it's like, oh shit! So all I have to do is show up, and fuck yeah, okay, cool. So that's why I accepted this, in case, just to let the listeners know out there, I'm not snubbing you or anything. It's just that, hey.
You are very personally snubbing them each individually, and now you will read every single one of their names so that they know that they can personally snubbed by you.
That's what happened. The tentative name for this new podcast is going to be I Fucking Hate Space, which was suggested by Ben. I think, I don't know, Mike's going to have the final call on that one, but I think that'll be a great name for a show. So yeah, stay tuned. That'll be coming in 2025, along with Attention Bajoran Workers, the Deep Space Nine Watchcast.
Like in a week?
Yeah, to hopefully coincide with the 31st anniversary of Deep Space Nine, which premiered on January 3rd. But since we want to premiere on a Monday, it's going to be January 6th, I believe. Okay. Either way, stay tuned.
That's 2 Deep Space Nine podcasts I know from people I know launching within a week of each other.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, hey, the rising tide floats everyone's boat.
No, for sure. No, so, I think it's a good thing.
What's the other one? Who else is doing it's not Yum Yum, are they?
No, it's the Gray 17 folks.
No shit. Okay, cool.
Are doing a Deep Space Nine watchcast in the same style where not everyone on it has seen the show before.
Oh, awesome.
And that's called Especially the Lies, and that will come out, I want to say January 1st or 2nd. So you'll be on like a partial week delay from them.
Nice.
But that's super cool. I'm excited for both. It's pod I get to listen to because it's not a show that I'm covering or will be covering anytime soon, which is one of my rules. I don't listen to anything that I could be recording on because I don't want to steal someone's joke inadvertently. I'm terrified of it.
Oh, I do it all the time, dude. It's easy.
I'm sure,
after you steal your first joke, it gets easier after that. So yeah,
it's just something that I try to actively avoid my possibility of doing. So, but I'm excited to be able to listen to both of those, and actually at the same time, which will be fun, because then I'll probably just listen to them both and not rewatch DS9 with y'all, and probably just listen to both and figure my bases are covered.
Yeah, that 100% accurate.
I just finished my Voyager rewatch.
Oh, wow.
Like last week.
Let me tell you something about the Voyager rewatch, because I did that a few years ago. I started a watch of every single episode of Star Trek in order, except I skipped the animated series. Just couldn't get into it. I saw like the first season and was like, I'm done. But
real winners in the animated
series. I just had the music was just, I didn't like the music. But anyway, but I saw every episode of Star Trek ever made in order. And when we got to the end of Voyager, let me tell you something. I was so scorned because I like Ethan Phillips. He's a great actor. I fucking hate Neelix. I could not stand Neelix at all. And then we get to the episode where they leave Neelix behind, and I'm like, yes, finally. And then the next episode is the finale. I'm like, no. Yeah. But I like Ethan Phillips, though. I just don't like that character. Ethan Phillips made a great Ferengi, and I would on more than one occasion.
Can I tell you a deep, dark Voyager secret that I've never told anyone before?
Ooh, I'm excited.
When I was a kid, well, I was raised with Star Trek, right? I think I've talked about this on Who Are You, but like,
yeah,
from Next Gen starting through Voyager and Enterprise. I'd gone to college for a chunk of Enterprise, but we would have family nights and watch Star Trek together. Like, that's the thing we did on Wednesdays.
Oh, lovely.
And so I was like in elementary school, I want to say. Maybe middle school, and we had to like write a letter to a celebrity for a class assignment. And I wrote one to Ethan Phillips.
Wow.
Because I really liked the Neelix character when I was a kid.
Yeah, well,
and
raccoons like trash.
I think I have it still. He sent me back a signed postcard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanking me for my letter and talking about whatever I had written about in my letter. It was very scholarly because it was for school. It was like, I like how you interact with other cultures or something, and you always, bring a different point of view or some shit. Yeah. You know who else besides Childhood Jafar, their favorite character was Neelix?
Oh, who else?
Someone very famous.
Who?
Robin Williams.
I was never a Robin Williams fan either. But hey, this is just my stupid opinion.
How do you like deadpan comedy and not like Robin Williams?
Robin Williams is so not deadpan. He is just
You're watching the wrong stuff.
I'm Robin Williams. I'm doing his things. I'm making a comedy. I'm making a joke. Like, it's just he's so extra.
You gotta. Okay. Trust me, there's Robin Williams out there for you.
There is. It's just the majority of his roles are just too much for me. I loved him on. He was part of the greatest episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway? I mean, that was fucking. Gave me back pain. I was laughing so hard at that episode. That was so good. But yeah, most of his movies, I just it's not my thing. It's okay. It's all right. It's just my stupid opinion. It's no big deal. It's all good.
He tried to be in Voyager. He was trying to get in.
Oh man, that would have been nice. That would have been cool. Now he does make
the murder clown. I think that's the role they had set up for.
Oh man, that's such a missed opportunity. Oh, he would have been brilliant as that. Because yeah, he can play a good villain. I will say that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his comedy, but him as a villain is fucking intense. So.
Yeah, but at one point he visited the set because he was filming something nearby.
Yeah.
And he just was hanging out in Star Trek caves and surprised Ethan Phillips in a Star Trek cave.
This is
you can read about it online.
That sounds amazing.
Story. All right. Well, that's it for everything. I guess we
have. we have space jammed. We did a space jam.
We have space jammed.
Achievement unlocked.
So we'll be back in a week or two. With Viper.
Finally.
But until then, listener, Happy New Year. Because this should be coming out. Yeah, this episode should drop New Year's Eve. Yep. So Happy New Year. I hope you make some resolutions that you want to. And if you don't want to make resolutions, then fuck them. But I hope you have a happy and safe New Year. And I hope you spend some of your New Year listening to Ripe. Thanks so much, Ripe, for letting us use Goon Squad as our theme. We appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you.
And thank you to you, the listener. If you want to join in, you want to send us some questions, send them to lasttimeonpod@gmail.com. And that's also a great place to get an invite to our Discord. Hop in our Discord, have fun, chat with us, ask us questions, leave us feedback. That would be great. And happy 2025 to you. May the worst of 2024 be the May the best of last year. Good luck, folks. Good luck in 2025.
And we'll see you next year
on Last Time On.